What's up everyone, and welcome back to my second channel, Cameron, that's my name. So as you've seen from the title of this video, this is called the worst day ever or something like that, and this was yesterday, and I would have uploaded a video on top trends and on this second channel, but I just got so delayed by so much stuff, and I will get into that in a second because it's just ridiculous. But first off, I want you to know that I've got some good videos coming up on this channel, like quite a few planned, and it's going to be a house tour. I've got a new bike, got a load of American candy and stuff to try, so I think that'll be pretty interesting. But before we get into the video, if we can get 2,000 likes for the worst day ever, like I just really had a bad day, so if you could leave a like, that would make me feel better. I'm such a like whore, aren't I? I'm just going to straight up admit that because I know that's what you're thinking. So yeah, I just want to let you know, likes don't affect like how well your videos do. It's just, so I don't even really know why I asked for them. It just looks cool to have. I'm just going to shut up and get on with the story, okay? So a little bit of backstory so you know what's going on. Basically, I went on holiday last week to a place called Westwood Ho, which is in England. And it's about 3 hours from where I live, and I went with my mum and sister in the car. Now when I got there, the internet was 1 megabyte download and 0.3 upload. 1 megabyte download, like I was waiting to watch videos on YouTube in 144p. 144p. I couldn't deal with it, and I was trying to make videos, and I just couldn't download anything because it was literally taking about an hour to download one 70 megabyte file, and that's when no one else was on the internet and I wasn't watching or doing anything else, just downloading that. So when I watched another video which loaded in 144p, it then went to take 4 hours to download one file. So that was pretty annoying, and I managed to get one video up on Top Trends, the sister video, which did really well. And I was quite surprised actually. But essentially what I decided to do was, after spending 3 days there and doing everything I wanted to do and seeing everything I wanted to see and recording everything I wanted to record, which there will be a vlog of that in a few days or something, I bought a train ticket to get back, which cost me $90, I mean £90, which is like $150, which is kind of stupid. And it was 3 trains, so I had to get one train, go to train station, switch to another one, then go to another train station, then switch to another one to then get back to home where I was going to be picked up by my grandparents. So it started off pretty well. I left and got the first train at 10 AM. Alright, so I got the tickets here, and the first one was Barnstaple to Exeter, I think, and I got that train. Everything was going smoothly, and I had enough time to switch once I got to Exeter. So I got to Exeter on this one. And then when I got to Exeter, I just had to wait, and then I got on the train, this train to Reading, or Reading, it's not Reading, it's Reading, but yeah, once I got to Reading, which was at like 2 or 3 PM, it was still fine, and I had one more train to get to, which was Reading to Honeybourne. So that was the last train I got to, and I was trying to find the right platform. I found the right platform, and everything was matching up, and the times and everything on the board, and it was supposed to come at 2:51 or 2:53, sorry. And guess what? It came at 2:53, but it wasn't actually my train. It was the one before my train, which was late, but it didn't say anywhere on any platform or any board or TV or whatever. It didn't say it was late at all. It said, as far as I knew, it was my one, and everyone else that I thought was on the same train got on it. And I also had 2 reserved seats on 2 of the trains, and I just had 1 reserved seat on this train. So I got on it, went over to my seat, which was reserved, even though it was the wrong train, and also no one else came up to me and was like, this is my reserved seat. So obviously someone else had missed their train that I reserved it, but I thought everything was great because the train was on time, the exact time, nothing said any trains were late, and my seat was reserved and it wasn't taken by anyone else. So I was happy. Then I realised about an hour and a half later that I'm on the wrong train, and it's going the complete opposite way to where I was trying to go, which was Honeybourne, and I actually ended up in South Wales in Newport. I mean, I couldn't have even gotten off earlier, because this train happened to be the one train that just didn't stop anywhere for 2 hours up until Newport. So I was stuck in Newport at pretty much when I was supposed to be at home, and this was about another 200 miles away from where I was supposed to be. So what I had to do was get the conductor to give me a piece of paper with other lines or trains I had to get back, which included 3 more switches. 3 more, and even wrote on the back of this card, "Please allow to travel," so you know I'm not lying. So once I got the first train back from Newport, I went from Newport to Hereford. Once I was in Hereford, I had to get the train to Worcester. But guess what? Once I got to Hereford, the train had been cancelled to Worcester. There was no train. So I had to wait outside the train station for a bus they had specifically got for all the people that were in the same position as me and were trying to get the train to Worcester. So I was waiting there for about 15 minutes for this bus, and it turns up and everything's fine with the bus, except instead of the journey taking about 40 minutes, which it should have, it took about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I mean, the bus wasn't that bad, but it took so long, and we had to stop at every train station on the way, which took another like half an hour. So it took ages, let me say that. But then finally I managed to get to Worcester, and once I got to Worcester, I went up to the train station and asked, "When is the next train to Honeybourne, because I need to get home?" And they were like, "Oh, the last one's just gone, the next one's not for 2 hours." I was just like, fuck. So what I decided to do was I rang my grandparents to see what they say and if they could pick me up, and we finally decided on they were going to come to Worcester and pick me up, and we agreed on a place, and I went to that place. And bear in mind, this whole time, the whole story, I've had this really, really heavy luggage bag which weighs about 25 kilos. I'm not joking, it was really heavy, and I also had like a normal backpack. So I was in Worcester, I walked about a mile to where I was getting picked up, and I pretty much waited there for a whole hour until about 15 minutes before that train I was told I'd had to wait 2 hours for was gonna come. And pretty much I thought my grandparents had got lost or just didn't turn up, and what happened was there was loads of roadworks and they got stuck for ages, and they turned up to where I was sitting about 5 minutes after I left to go back to get the train, because that was the only thing I knew what to do. So obviously I went back to the train and I got on the train, that was on time, that was fine, and I went back to Honeybourne, and I got there about like 20 to 10, and my phone had literally no battery at this point, so I just left one more hopeful message to my grandparents saying, "I'm getting here at this time, please come save me," because they weren't answering their phone because they weren't at home, they were getting lost in Worcester. So once I get to Honeybourne, I then keep ringing them, and they still haven't picked up or answered. So I just tell them I'm walking back from Honeybourne to my house in the pitch black and with a phone that has no battery. So I was already knackered and hot, and I smelt of BO, and I just felt pretty bad, to be honest. I went through the Honeybourne village, I walked about a mile, and finally something good happened. Finally, at like 9:30, 10, my grandparents show up, and as I'm walking home, and that's when I got saved and we went home. And I've never been so happy to see someone or just get home, because oh my god, it took me 11 hours to get home when it should have taken me 5, and that's long anyway. So yeah, that was the story. It sucked a lot, but I'm here now and I'm not dead or anything. So yeah. I don't know if anyone's still watching this. If you got this far, comment, "Oh, poor Cameron," and I'll be looking through the comments. But yeah guys, that is pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like and subscribe as well for loads more videos coming very soon. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I hope that story came across alright. I hope it wasn't too boring, because I can't really include images or anything with this, because I mean it's just me talking to the camera. But I have had a few people commenting, "Oh, tell us stories," and that, so I might actually do the story or time where I won 50 years of KFC, because I've seen people ask for that, so that's another video idea. But yeah, enough of me rambling. Thanks for watching guys, this is Cameron, and I'll see you in the next video.